With exams fast approaching, you don't want to get left behind this season. At the time of recording this, I believe that exams start tomorrow for most. Me personally, my first exam is in 2 days. You know, exam season can be tough, it can be stressful, and sometimes we can't take the necessary steps that we need to take. Now me personally, my journey is, I decided to take 4 GCSEs in less than 2 months. So I put the most pressure on myself. I never really done high school neither. I was learning most of this stuff from scratch. Other than the basic fluid intelligence that I already have anyway when it comes to formulas and etc. for maths specifically, learning about certain events for history, like I'm all new to that. But anyway, when it comes to revising, studying, there's loads of different techniques, from cramming to blurting to peer studying to solo studying, night studying, day studying, whatever you want to do, repeating, writing notes. But one of the more useful ones that I found is flashcards. I would personally say that flashcards is one of the more useful ones. I've personally come to the conclusion that unless you had some mad motivated educational background, if you're kind of foreign to locking in and studying and it feels difficult to you, it's not. You've been forced to from a kid. And I personally believe the best way you can study is to trick your brain and manipulate your brain into thinking you're not studying. Like for example, how many people do you know that would sit down and dissect a language text and translate it and find the accurate translations, not just a Google Translate, and learn different expressions and different grammar rules to be able to speak another language, or even to fly to another country to immerse yourself or to watch another TV show? A lot of people wouldn't, but they like the idea of speaking another language. And that's why companies like Duolingo capitalize off of that, because you're learning in the background. Although Duolingo in the language community gets a lot of stick, at the end of the day, your brain is creating neural pathways from an English word or your native language into your desired language, no matter how simple it'll be. And your brain is being tricked. It's almost like you're playing a game. You're getting instant dopamine, instant gratification and dopamine because you're getting things right. Now, I personally am under the belief that flashcards is the more old school way of doing that. Yes, it's not on a digital screen. I mean, you can do some on a digital screen, but personally, I feel like feeling the card in your hand, it just adds a bit more, you know? Especially when you've been on the screen, the laptop, the phone, whatever, your eyes are hurting, you've just been studying too much, it's nice. And you can transport it with you anywhere. Don't matter if your phone's dead. Keep some in your bag, in your rucksack, in your car, in your house, wherever you want. Just keep the flashcards, and then when you got a spare 5 minutes, you can test yourself, and you're getting that same type of dopamine release and creating the neural pathways in your brain. Because when you attach emotion to a memory, you're more likely going to solidify that, and your brain is going to be stronger in your memory capacity, rather than just you saying a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Once you got it in your hand and now you've got it right 10 times, and now it comes up in an exam, you're going to remember now the 10 times you got it on the card, rather than just remembering it from the jump, because you're going to add emotion to it. You're also going to remember like the 6 times you might have got it wrong. So when you got it right, you found your own way of remembering it, and now you create that emotion with the memory. So it's kind of like a life hack. I mean, flashcards come in all different shapes and sizes, all different colors as well. Pink, yellow, green, blue, plain white, big ones, small ones, however you desire. I would recommend the medium to large ones for lengthy subjects that require paragraph writing. If you're explaining how to do something, or if you're explaining a time period, or anything you need to have lengthy writing, for obvious reasons, I'd recommend the big one. But the short, snappy ones can just be to define words and remember quotes, for example, or formulas or whatever. But anyway, I personally feel like when it comes to learning, the thing is, you can never learn learning, because you need to find a learning style that suits you. And that goes with any subject, anything, any skill, any hobby you want to learn in life. I feel like you just got to make it personal to you. And when you do that, you're going to excel. Anyway, enough talking. Let's go make these flashcards. Alright, cool. Now I got my necessary tools sorted. As you can see, I got a wide variation of flashcards, but today I'm gonna pick the pink ones to do Christianity RS. Now you see how I like to do these is in 2 different ways. The first way, on the front, I like to write 3 to 5 different key words. For example, particular judgment, final judgment, purgatory. Then on the back, I'll write the answer. For example, the belief that individuals are judged by God immediately after they die.
And then on different cards, what I like to do is just write creation, for example, as a topic, and then on the back write 3 to 5 different ways that we could explain creation. I like to do this so it just keeps it fast in my head. And as you can see, I like to highlight any key memorable words just to bring that extra attention to my brain when I flip the cards. But I got a lot of these to make, so I'm going to leave you lot to enjoy watching the process. As you can see, the final result was tremendous. All in all combined, I done like 100, but this was just Christianity. But if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe to stay updated. Gang.